So I just had a telephone conversation with my mother in September of 2025, and she said, "Anne, what time do you want dinner?" I'm gonna kind of fuse an email from May of 2024 with an email from today, because she called me Anne then, and she called me Anne now. When my mother said Anne, short for Andrew, was she really calling me Anne Frank? Or Annie the foster child? Why is she calling me Anne, a woman's name? You know, I think, although I'm aware what I lived through pales in comparison to the Holocaust, I don't think it's predicate logic and ideas of reference. She knew exactly what she was saying. She was making an Anne Frank joke about the suffering I was living through. Or maybe an Annie the foster child joke, meaning nobody loved me and I was parentless. Even if my mother was calling me Anne Frank, the name Otto Greenberg from the Green Bunny cartoons we do, that comes from Otto Warmbier. So don't think too much about it. I'm not Anne Frank, I'm not Annie the foster child, I'm not Otto Warmbier. It's an insensitive joke, assuming it's not delusional, but it doesn't mean I lived through the Holocaust, it doesn't mean I was a foster child, and it doesn't mean she's Adolf Hitler. I say, let's call a spade a spade. Were they monsters behind a mask? Did they pharmacologically abuse me? Did they premeditatedly torture me? And was it because of the intergender wrestling 20 to 25 years ago? Were they sabotaging me while creating a facade they were helping me? Was I like Owen Hart from the WWE? Were they trying to hurt me while creating a facade they were helping? And if I died, they would have said it was a negligent accident and my choice? Or am I having an emotional tsunami and everyone had good intentions? My psychiatrist said back then, you continue to shift back and forth between reality and daydream. Almost like you are flipping a toggle switch on and off, on and off, on and off, hour by hour, day by day, year after year. Why is it so frightening to stay grounded in the ordinary world where other people live? Yeah, I guess my mother calling me Anne and, having a disagreement about the intergender wrestling really triggered an emotional tsunami. What I need to do is I need to live in the real world. Even when I'm around women in the real world, I want to be immersed in technology. I get ideas of reference delusions, So just calm down, toggle the emotional switch to off. Realized my mother was calling me Anne affectionately, She probably wasn't calling me Anne Frank or Annie the foster child.